Dear guests, thank you for being attendant to this meaningful information gathering. So just early in last October, I had the opportunity to visit to President University with my other colleagues from international diplomatic missions. And I had also another opportunity to meet Mr. Dharmana. And today we are organizing this meaningful information gathering about Mongolia, about tourism industry. And that's why the globe looking for us, and that's why Mongolian and Indonesian people work together. So I express my thank for supporting this meeting to the Pacific Asia Travel Association and also Pacific Asia Travel Association Indonesia chapter and Mr. Dharmana. And Mongolia is the right country to start your business in travel industry, tourism industry. Why? The answer will be given soon to you by our presentation. And I would like to give a few sentences about Mongolia. Mongolia is a country of rich nature, and nature is one of the key driver of growth for its tourism market. According to recent report by the World Travel Tourism Councils, Mongolia's travel and tourism sector directly contributed almost 40% of the GDPs. The total contribution of the industry, direct and indirect, is even larger and accounts for 9% of Mongolia's GDP. Currently, there are nearly 700 tour operator companies, 350 hotels, 370 tourist camps, and 65 star-rated hotels. Of course, we need investment are needed to create a productive tourism sector. The government is using mining revenues to partial finance to economics forthcoming international airport, which is expected to be key component in driving tourism growth and improving domestic links. By 2020, Mongolia hopes to welcome 1 million visitors per year. So already the number of people coming to Mongolia is on the rise, with visitors number of 11% in the past 3 years. As Mongolia has several advantages that any other countries do not have, the tourism sector have a huge potential. Mongolia, as you know, has a big advantages in unequal history, culture, nature, and even weather. However, these advantages should be promoted in a way foreigners are easy to explore, and also should be promoted more in foreign countries, especially in the Southeast Asia. One of the good example is the success of the brand of Hokkaido to Hong Kong, Singapore, and other Southeast Asian nations, as well as Indonesia. Mongolia should also learn how to attract these travelers by learning more about Bali, Borobudur, and many other wonders made by simple Indonesian people. The country's economy is being supplemented by the Kashmir mining in addition to tourism. Some festivals that Mongolia is proud to have include the Great Nadam Festival, Horse Baby Festival, Thousand Candle Festival, the Gobi Nadam Festival, Namat's Day Festival, and Golden Eagle Festival. All provinces centers connected with the capital via highways which will offer big possibilities to tourism. The nomadic culture with its organic product can be combined with contemporary culture, creating a new Mongolian brand for the global stage. Thank you all coming and warm welcome to our discussion about Mongolia. This is just beginning our future cooperation in tourism industry, and all people who came today will be invited in a coming year 2015 February 28 big Mongolian National Culture Night in Jakarta, which is organized by Embassy and Consulate in Surabaya. Thank you for coming.
Excellency, Ambassador of Mongolia, Mrs. Sakhtar Patasek, ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored here that the ambassador has agreed to have the conference here in our building, this President Lounge. I'm also using my hat as the chairman of Pacific Asia Travel Association to host this event. And when we invited the ambassador to our President University 1 or 2 months ago, I said to the ambassador that the way to increase the trade between the two countries must be first through the tourism industry. So that's why using my hat as the PATA chairman, PATA Indonesian chapter chairman, I think it's appropriate that we invite our guests here who are from the travel industry, and also of course a lot of the travel industrial people are also involved in many other businesses. And once we can engage in the tourism industry, I think we begin to understand each other's culture, and also we can build up the trust so that we can do more business. About 6 months ago, I went to Mongolia first time, and my son who was there before me asked me that during the Lebaran holiday we should visit Mongolia, and I was so impressed with the beauty of Mongolia. I thought Mongolia was just a desert, but when I went there I thought, oh, it's a Switzerland of Asia. There was also the scenery like Grand Canyon, and the river was very clean. We did fishing for 3 days in the, I don't know, I don't remember the river names, but it's beautiful river, very clean, and fishing is something which is very enjoyable, and we cannot do it in Indonesia that way. So Indonesia has got about 2 million square kilometers of land. Mongolia has got 1.5 million square kilometers of land, but only 3 million people live in Mongolia. So this is also a big opportunity actually in business that I believe Indonesia and Mongolia can do a lot of things in the future. Indonesia also is in the business of mining, with coal mining, and also Mongolia has got a lot of coal there, and we ship coals to China. So also a lot of investment from China in Mongolia in the coal mining. So I think there is possibility also doing some trade barter rather than we ship the goods to to China, which actually we are also using a lot of coal in Indonesia. Perhaps we can actually invest in Mongolia and then ship the goods to China instead of we ship the goods directly to China. And our Minister of Trade, Pak Gita Wirjawan, just I think about a year ago or less than that, visited Mongolia and established very good official relationship. And then Mongolia started to open the embassy. So Mrs. Ambassador here just arrived here maybe just 2 or 3 months ago. So this just shows how serious Mongolia about Indonesia. We do not have our ambassador there yet. I don't think we have the embassy yet. But I think if we show that there is a potential for us to do business, I'm sure our government will also soon open the embassy in Mongolia, and that will help a lot in the tourism industry as well. When I went there to Mongolia at that time, my son told me that there is no need to go to have a visa. It's a visa on arrival to Mongolia. So when we arrived at the airport and then check in, I was using the Korean Air, and the officer said, no, you must have a visa on arrival. But I said, no, we will take a risk. We will just go and arrive there. We call our friend in Mongolia, the travel agent, and indeed we were helped, and within 1 hour we got the visa approved. So this is just to show how hospitable the Mongolian is. And the beef there is better than the Australian beef or the US beef. So this is also something which possibly we can do business in this area. There are many other things, but I think later possibly the ambassador and her staff can explain better about Mongolia. But my first impression to go to Mongolia is something really very good things, or something new for Indonesians to explore. Madam Ambassador, in Indonesia we have 100 million domestic tourists, and about 30 million go overseas regularly, and about 5 million are very rich. So those are the target you should possibly attack. And a lot of them have never been to Mongolia, and I think most of them are like me, that we think Mongolia is just a desert. So this is something which, with more promotion, I'm sure we can improve the tourist traffic, and also improve the relationship, the trust, the friendship, and later on more business can be done. So I hope with this introduction we can do more visit and business together. Thank you very much.